So one brand on the market that has beast mode offerings, and I mean these fragrances last for a very long time, is the house, I'm sure you know, of Parfums de Marly. In today's episode, I'm going to be going over the 10 longest lasting Parfums de Marly fragrances that I personally love. I'm excited to get on with this list, so make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin today's episode and I tell you about these 10 beast mode, super long lasting Parfums de Marly fragrances, and I'm talking about the one that lasts the least is still about 8 hours. The one that lasts the most is like 12 plus hours. I do want to start the video off first by saying that if you're a fan of fragrance related content, please do consider supporting the channel by subscribing to it. Hit the bell and give this video a thumbs up. It would really mean a lot to me. And also, there's going to be an event this Friday, the 16th of June. It's going to be at 805 Washington Street in Manhattan at the Parfums de Marly boutique. I don't know if you have time to attend this event or anything like that, but I'm gonna leave all of the information down below, the address, the phone number where you can call and RSVP. I don't think RSVPs are required, but I will be attending that event. They're gonna be serving champagne and some other goodies, and they always do some really special things at that event. And of course, this event is for the purposes of helping you select a Father's Day gift. Of course, you're never obligated to purchase anything. You can just stop by, say hello, be acquainted and introduced to the brand. It's always a fun time, and the hospitality there is quite amazing. So that's going to be this Friday, the 16th, and I believe it starts at 6:30 and it usually goes on for a couple of hours. I'm going to be there. I would love it if you could attend, and I look forward to meeting you or possibly even seeing you again. These events are always so much fun. Now, the fragrance in the number 10 spot is actually Darlie. Now, Darlie is going to give you about 10 hours longevity, actually closer to the 8-hour mark. So this one is not one of the longer lasting fragrances. It does do very, very well. This is a hidden gem. I love this one so much. Doesn't get enough praise in the community. This is actually kind of a hybrid between Reflection for Men by Amouage and Creed's original Santal. You have the mint, the lavender, the tonka bean. It's a beautiful fragrance, kind of in that barbershop category, but I love wearing it. That cinnamon sweetness is amazing. We also have Habdan. Habdan is a fragrance that I always said reminds me of the smell of chamomile. It's a very warm, peaceful, tranquil fragrance. It does have a lot of incensey ingredients. It has a lot of smooth, warm resins. It's a beautiful fragrance, all things considered. And also part of the same collection, we have Owajan. Owajan is cinnamon and apple. People say it smells like an apple pie. It does get compared to Ambre Narguilé by Hermes, part of the Hermescence line. And even Manhattan by Roja Parfum. This is a beautiful, spicy, sweet fragrance. Some might even argue that it leans a little bit gourmand, but it's very, very long lasting. There's a lot of fragrances in the Arabian Breed collection that do pretty well. Kuhuyan is another one, but there are some that I'm not a huge fan of. So I'm trying to focus this list on the ones that I actually do like. Let it be known that a Castor is one of their longest lasting fragrances. Used to be an exclusive to Harrods along with Carlisle many, many years ago, sold for like $350 or something like that. But I'm not the biggest fan of a Castor. I respect it. It's an oud rose with a touch of vetiver in the heart. It's a really special scent. It just happens to be one that I don't really wear too often, and it is one that, despite how long lasting it is, I still think it's restricted by the fact that it can only be worn in the fall and winter, or at least that would be my personal recommendation. You can actually wear it whenever you want. Now here we're talking about 9 to 10 hours. This is Herod. Herod is honey, it's warm, it's sweet, it's resinous. Kind of has like this honey tobacco vibe. It's one of the best fragrances that Parfums de Marly has ever manufactured. And then here we have this beautiful vanilla concoction known as Carlisle. Carlisle is probably my favorite Parfums de Marly fragrance of all time, and this stuff is very, very strongly concentrated. If you end up doing a few sprays on clothing like I do, it's going to last you such a long time. I completely guarantee that you are going to be impressed, thoroughly impressed by the performance of Carlisle. Of course, we have Leighton. Leighton is basically apple and lavender, and you do have gaiac wood, patchouli, sandalwood, vanilla. You have pepper, cardamom, a lot of base notes. And of course, this is the partying, clubbing, night out, flirtatious, date night sort of a fragrance. Everybody knows about Layton, of course. It's a very, very special fragrance. Now, of course, this list would not be complete if it weren't for Go Dolphin. Go Dolphin is incredibly long lasting, and of course, as you can see, there is kind of a motif here. We have some heavier fragrances. Go Dolphin is a leather-based fragrance. It does get compared to Tom Ford's Tuscan leather, and it does have a little bit of that berry and leather combination. It smells very, very close to Tuscan leather, but a lot of people actually prefer this one to Tuscan leather because they say this one gives them like 10 hours of longevity, whereas Tuscan leather might be more in the vein of like 7 hours. So I know for a lot of people that's going to be a bit negligible, but it's up to you. Try it for yourself, see if you like it. If you're a fan of that Tuscan leather DNA, you're going to love Go Dolphin. Here we have Haultain. Haultain is an amazing fragrance that's kind of earthy and green. And I have to mention, there is another fragrance that could have been on this list and 100% should have been on this list, but I've been wearing Haultain in place of this other fragrance. And the fragrance, of course, is Kalan. So that is an honorable mention in this list. Kalan with that blood orange, it does tend to take things in a bit of a sweeter direction. Haultain is also earthy and mossy and tends to take things in a sweeter direction. As a matter of fact, Haultain has a praline note in here, and I love the praline note. For the past few years, I've been wearing a lot of Kalan. As of lately, I have been wearing a lot more Haultain. It is a more recent release, and I've been truly loving it. Now we're getting into some true heavy hitters. I'm talking about 12 plus hours longevity. The first one is Pegasus Exclusive. Now, as you can see, the original Pegasus is not in this list. Pegasus is a wonderful fragrance. Of course, it has the almond, it has the vanilla, a bit of jasmine. Pegasus Exclusive adds those darker, woodsy ingredients in the dried down, a little bit of that resinous sweetness. The vanilla is just so enchanting and so mesmerizing. And of course, the number one spot on this entire list, this brand has a lot of powerhouses, but it has to go to Layton Exclusive. It takes everything that is so good about Layton and it adds that undercurrent of woods and sweet ingredients, the agarwood, the spices that are in here. This is beyond amazing. Layton Exclusive is one of the best fragrances that I have in my entire collection. 12 plus hours. I've had this bottle for so many years now. I don't know if it's because it's sat and it's been left to macerate, but this stuff lasts an incredibly long amount of time. Layton Exclusive, it's dark, it's mysterious, it's exotic, it's seductive, it's sexy, it's sultry. It's everything you could possibly want from a fragrance. If you haven't tried it, all of the links are going to be down below. It would behoove you to try these fragrances, especially if my description of any of them sounded even remotely interesting to you. Listen, 10 amazingly long-lasting Beast Mode Parfums de Marly fragrances. There's going to be an amazing event this Friday, the 16th. The managing director, Yvonne Jacqueline, is going to be there. I'm going to be there. I hope you have the opportunity to attend. I'm not hosting the event or anything like that. It's not my event. I'm not getting paid for it. I'm just doing this as a favor to the brand, also letting you know that I love going to the boutique. I will be there. If I have the pleasure of making your acquaintance on the 16th, I would really love that. So thank you for watching. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you enjoyed it, please do consider supporting the channel by subscribing to it. Hit the bell and give this video a thumbs up. Love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.